All right, might as well get on it and get to work. Hey, loser, why'd you unplug my fucking light? Somebody fucking unplugged it and it wasn't me.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
Set up. What we're doing here, just to recap, is our section right here, our fender structure, dog leg, whatever you want to call it, it was rotted and rusted, and what we're doing is we are structuring that back up and fixing the rot before we remove the outer skin. Now I'd like to say that all this has been completely sandblasted, so all the rust that was on it is killed and dead and gone. But you can see right here how I made this piece right here. I overlapped it basically, and then I bent this lip here. Now that ain't welded on yet because I still got to put the outer fender on, and once we do that, then we'll tie all this together. It was rotted out right here. I showed you that. So we're going around, and the last one that I have to do is right here. Now on this particular job, this is not a concourse restoration. This is not a high job quality fucking show car here. This is a truck that is a sentimental situation. We saw the truck over there. He's not looking for that type of restoration. He's looking at a truck that will be handed down to his grandsons, like this truck over here was handed down to him. But we're still going to do the most high quality restoration that we can to compensate and deliver to the customer to make sure that the quality of work that he's paying for is there and done right. So what I've done here is I actually marked a piece out that we need to cut, and I went ahead and added about 1/4 of an inch to compensate for this lip right here. And the way that I did that is I flipped it upside down just like this. And then you can see how I trace that out. Now, before we put that on, of course, I will make a lip on it, just like this piece right here, where it will lay down flat, and then we'll weld that to the structure that needs to be fixed. If you know how to change it, I'd appreciate it. If you can change that the way that I need it changed, that would be great, Tony. So now if we look at our piece right here, you can see that I've cut it out. I went ahead and I made a lip on it, just like you see right there, using my body hammer and the edge of a nice sharp table end. I also went ahead and cut a small slice in it right there because this piece actually has a curve to it, and we wanted to make sure that it curved in the right area, so when we weld this on here, it will fit properly. Now, before we weld that on, I want to make it very, very clear that a lot of people out there probably said, hey, why didn't you cut that rust out and just weld it up like it's supposed to be? First of all, the section that you're looking at right here, this is inside the fender. This is hidden inside. You will never see this. It's a piece that nobody even thinks about ever to look at. And basically, once again, what we're doing is we are boxing all this in and covering the rust up, but also putting it all back together as we're doing it. This piece right here was literally separated from this piece, and that's why we are making 3 pieces to make it wrap around. Now when you look at this from the outside, of course, it will naturally look just like it's supposed to once we're all done grinding the welds and everything down, which I will do. But you know, This is a standard restoration job. This is not a concourse. If this was a concourse rotisserie off-frame restoration, we would have literally found another fender and cut this section out to match this section, or we would have cut this rust out and boxed everything in perfect, or we would have done something different to make it a better piece. But the situation that we have and the restoration that we're doing for this type of a job, this is more than well enough. This is better than factory. It's going to be more beefed up, and it will be very, very solid for many, many years to come. And if I didn't explain that good enough to you, then I don't know what to fucking say. Do it yourself a different way and make it your way instead of my friend Pete way. So now, as we look at the piece that we repaired, you can see that it all looks natural. It all looks just like factory almost, and it's very strong and sturdy once again to last another 60 or 70 years, probably longer than that, because this car will probably never see dirty, muddy farm field ever again in its life. Now, what we're going to do down here, I'm going to go ahead and weld this, but I can't weld it yet until I actually take the skin off. I got to take the skin off so I can hammer dolly all this flat, and then once that's done, then we'll weld this up right here. Now that we got this repaired and ready for dismantleation, we're going to go ahead and remove the outer skin section that we want to replace. Now, if you remember right, we went ahead and started popping these spot welds off. Let's go ahead and finish that. If Weekly Loser can come over here real quick. Need to hold this fender so I can pop this off. Really, really appreciate it. I want to get this fucking job done. If you can hold that, there you go. Alright, now we got our fender loose from the structure here, the inner structure. Let's go ahead and turn this over. What we'll do now is we'll go ahead and cut our straight line that we made out of our yellow tape, and hopefully this thing will fall off and we should be able to move down the process to get her done. When you get to the end of this, because of our structure underneath, you got to be very careful not to cut through the structure. You just want to cut through the fender itself. And then once that's done, hold it up here. Fuck. Watch it. Should be able to take it just like that, and it should be able to fall off. It's a piece of shit. There we go. Just like that. You can see where the rust was. You can see where somebody, look at here, somebody tried to patch this up. Can you see that?
And rust got underneath.
They stuck a piece of metal up under there and then bonded it. I don't even think this is welded on there. Give me a screwdriver. Let's look and see or something. Give me my hammer. My hammer, loser. Right here. Oh yeah, they did weld it. You can see right here where they spot welded it. So they stuck a piece of metal from the inside of the fender and then spot welded it on the outside and then put Bondo on it.
I'm going to bet they did that in 1969.
They probably did that in probably 1978. All right? Because this is the parts truck fender. This isn't the original one. You can go sand, bud. Go wet sand. So now, if you look at the inside of our fender right here, you can see basically the structure that I had to make on the outside of it. I'll go ahead and clean all this up. I'll metal prep it to help kill the rust, and then we'll be back when I'm done with that and proceed down the road of replacing our fender corners on our old classic truck that I want to get the fuck out of my shop. Bitch.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.